Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to attempt to try and fit a Sunstrip. Now I'm not super confident about this, never done a Sunstrip before, but we are going to have a go. We're going to try our luck and get this done. I've got two squidgies, a couple of those, we'll don't know which one to use, but we'll give that a go. I have the Sunstrip. Now I've gone for a anthracite. I think I was in two minds whether to go for the matte black, which I think I should have now, or even like a metallic. I do have an overlay for this, so we've gone for this anthracite. We're going to try that. I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't look good, you know, we'll change it. It's one of those, really, isn't it? You know, until you buy it, it's difficult to know from a picture. So we've gone for that. Anyway, we're going to give this a go. I'm on my own. Not too sure whether this is going to work out, but I've watched a couple of videos. I've seen some failures, and I've seen lots of people get it right. So, and I've seen some people do it on their own. So we're going to try and do this on my own. I've got a bottle of washing up liquid, water and washing up liquid. And so we're going to squirt the windscreen. We're going to prepare that first. I did wash the car yesterday. It was looking sweet yesterday, and then it's rained again. Great. So we're going to clean this window up, just prepare that, let that dry, and then we're going to try our luck. I do have an overlay for it as well, which I'll show you that later. Maybe you can guess what this will say. I won't show you yet. We'll keep that aside. So we are going to stop the video here. We're going to prepare this window. I'm not going to be able to film the whole thing, which is really disappointing. Again, I'm on my own. You know what? It's so annoying when there's no one about doing these type of jobs on your own. One, it's not that great fun, and two, it's always great to have a helping hand. So a little bit disappointed that I couldn't get anybody around today to help, and also it's so windy. I can't put the tripod up. It's just not even worth trying. It's just going to fall over. So we are just going to film parts of it, like in bits and pieces, like I normally do when I'm in this situation. So hopefully it will come out okay. But yeah, you'll obviously have to bear with me. But I'm hoping it will look great, you know, in terms of getting it done. Scared. Let's see. Oh, I'll be back in a mo. Right, okay, so we have prepared the windscreen, given it a good clean. We are now going to attempt to get the sunscreen on. As I say, I'm not going to show you this process because I just can't do it with one hand. So we're going to spray the windscreen with water and washing up liquid across the top there. Then we're going to try and lay this in position. I might actually film it once I've placed it, but not positioned it properly. So I'll update you in 1 second with regards to that. Here's the car looking pretty sweet, pretty clean. Okay, it wasn't that bad. So this is how it currently looks. I've got it pretty good on this side. I think I pretty nailed this side. Problem I've got is it's a slightly too big. So it's just overlaying on this side slightly. As you can see. So I'm going to go and quickly go and get a Stanley blade before it dries completely and get this cut, which I didn't want to do. But it looks pretty good. So look, I'm going to quickly go and get a Stanley knife, let's get this cut up and get this finished. I mean, what we're talking about, it's taken about 5 minutes. Sweet. I say, okay, so I had to cut this side slightly. Little disappointed with probably the sharpness of the blade. I'm not sure if you can just make that out. There's a little bit of creasing there, which is disappointing. I'm going to try and get these bubbles, last bit of bubbles out, see if we can just make that look a little bit better. But I've just moved it around a little bit. Okay, so I had to use a Stanley knife just to cut it very slightly along this top here, this trim. You can probably see there's a little bit of catching on here, which is disappointing. Obviously the blade wasn't sharp enough. So if you are going to do this, get and you haven't got a pre-cut, or even if you have got a pre-cut, this was pre-cut to the size of the ST, but it did need cutting slightly. So I'd recommend buying a brand new Stanley knife and having that blade available just in case. We're just going to finish this off. Actually, it looks pretty good, but I'm going to make sure it's down properly, give it all wiped down, and then leave that to dry before we put the overlay on. But I think that looks pretty cool, to be honest. So yeah, we'll do a full review in a mo and some shots, but I'll just get this done. So guys, there you have it. The SUNSTRIPS fitted. It actually took like 10 minutes. I don't know why I was so concerned, but it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I've got an overlay to put on it. I'm going to wait till it dries a little bit longer. This is the anthracite. You know, it looks really good. Actually, it's quite matte anyway. So, you know, I was really quite scared about it, but you guys can do it. If you haven't got one done, I actually think it looks really good. It really adds to the car. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, so I've just fitted the Sunstrip. I'm going to show you that inside the car now. I'm really happy with it. You know, I was so apprehensive about doing this, especially doing it on my own. I was really concerned. It's a windy day. I would not recommend doing something like this on a windy day. Yeah, I struggled a little bit peeling it off, and it was flying all over the place. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't do it when it's windy. But it's easily done. One person job. You can do it yourself, no problem at all. Steps, easy steps. Spray the windscreen first with soapy water. I just use fairy liquid and water. Spray the window. Also, as I peeled off the backing, spray the back of the Sunstrip all the way down. At this point, obviously, I had the whole thing off. It was blowing around in the wind. So placed it on the car. Obviously, that gives you an opportunity to move it around and position it. A little bit disappointed that I ordered a essentially a pre-cut ST Mark II Sunstrip, and it still needed a little bit of trimming. I mean, we're talking about probably 3-4 mil, which I wanted to try and avoid. And that's the reason why I went for a pre-cut. My Stanley blade wasn't that sharp, so I recommend if you're going to do this, have a really sharp brand new Stanley blade knife on hand, just in case you do need to cut it. And apart from that, it's just taking a bit of care, positioning it. I mean, this probably took like 10 minutes. I thought it was going to be a lot longer process. Really easy with, essentially, I'll show you what I used. I had two options for the squeegees. I used, I had this red one, which actually came with something else I'm about to do on the car, but I used this one. It has the soft felt and the more harder plastic on this side. I actually mostly used the felt because I didn't want to damage the strip, so that was quite a useful tool. When you order them, I think they tend to come with something like this. If not, I'd buy one with a felt edge. That's really useful. Yeah, guys, look, really simple. I'm actually loving the colour now. I when it was on the actual strip, I wasn't sure about it. So it's in an anthracite. Again, I was going to go for the matte black, but I actually wanted a grey, like a really dark grey, just to offset the fact that obviously it's a black car. I've got a lot of gloss parts on the car, so I think it looks pretty cool. I'm going to show you a few shots of that now, and also I'm going to show you the inside, just to show you what, obviously, when you put a sun strip, the whole idea is to block the sun. You don't necessarily need to use your sun visors, so it takes that slight element away. I've never seen one inside the car before. Obviously, when you view it, mostly you see them outside the cars. So I'm going to show you that now, guys. Wicked. So guys, I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's almost like a mirror effect on this side. And this is what it looks like inside the car. So let's just put the sun visor down, see where that goes in comparison. So actually it's a slightly further drop. Let's see if we can just get that. Slightly further drop, so you've got a few extra inches here. I'm not sure if I'm getting that, to be honest. But yeah, this is what it looks like inside the car. Yeah, really good. I'm really pleased with this, really happy with the results. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. So I'm going to, we're going to fit the overlay soon. I'm going to let this dry a little bit longer. I'm not too sure how long you're supposed to wait. So I'm just going to give it like an hour or something. Let that dry first, and then we're going to try and attempt to fit this overlay. This is in a metallic, actually. It's a dark, almost like a dark anthracite metallic. So it's going to add a bit of contrast to the front. So we'll see how that comes out. That's going to take a little bit of measuring. So I am probably going to need 2 people for this. I'm not sure how to do I'm guessing the same principle. Spray it to able to position it. So yeah, first I'm going to wait to make sure this is completely dry. What I don't want to do is obviously start wetting it and then that starts moving. So I'm going to wait so that completely sets, or I'm guessing the glue completely dries off, depending on what the tacking, the backing is on it, and then we're going to fit this overlay. I'm looking forward to that bit because that's going to add a bit more, as I say, a bit of contrast to the actual Sunstrip itself. And yeah, I might have to rope in the missus for this bit and see if we can get the kids outside and get them involved. But I'll be back with you very shortly. I appreciate your time on this one. Right guys, I've come back to the car. Unfortunately I just haven't had the time to get the overlay on the wording done today, so we're going to call it a day, as the it's starting to get dark now, and it's so windy, so it's just not worth trying to crack this out. So I'm going to leave it there. Hope you have enjoyed this video. It looks pretty cracking, I think, on the car. I'm really pleased with it. I hope you think the same. So yeah, leave a comment on your thoughts, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.